Hey guys, so I was cleaning out my basement and came across this. This is used to get these with MacAddict magazine, which was my favorite magazine back in the day. This interview was an interview with Ice-T that happened in December of 1999 and was released with the MacAddict March 2000 issue. About 20 years ago, when I saw this, it was pretty revolutionary because at the time, YouTube was still fairly new. There was no kind of documentaries of artists, independent artists, or commercial artists talking about their creative process that involved the computers and switching to digital, and talked about some pretty revolutionary things about how CDs were going away and MP3s were coming to the forefront, and basically how digital was going to take over the music industry. This was all really new stuff. Pretty revolutionary at the time. And what was even cooler is that he was actually using the exact same computer setup as I was. It was a beige Power Mac G3 with a ViewSonic CRT monitor and the same Pro Tools software and setup that I was. I was making music at the time, some of which was getting played on MTV. MP3.com was still really new, and independent artists were putting their music up there. But really, there was no commercial artist validating the fact that you could make music in your house, and that with the transformation into digital, it was becoming way more accessible for people to be able to make music in their house without having to make these multi-million-dollar budget albums or be backed by these record labels. And that was pretty revolutionary. Again, 20 years ago, 1999, when this interview came out, that was really inspiring to somebody like myself who was getting into the music industry, to hear a commercial artist say how accessible music could be and be able to make music in your house digitally and validate a lot of the beliefs that I had with the way that the music industry was going. It was pretty cool. And I watched this interview multiple times. Now, whether you like Ice-T as an artist, you believe in what he's saying on his music, it doesn't matter, to the point that what he was saying was validating a lot of the beliefs that a lot of people had at the time. And now, 20 years later, obviously those have all been vindicated, and the music industry has completely changed. You can make music on your iPhone if you wanted to, and put it on iTunes. It's completely changed. But different time, different era. 20 years ago was pretty cool. So when I found this, I got pretty excited because it was one of my favorite interviews. And so I figured, for nostalgia's sake, let's go ahead and put it on the internet. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Take care. You're welcome.
Going to see Ice.
Tell us a little bit about your setup here. What do you got going on?
Well, basically, this is the older Mac we used to have at our office back in the days when we started, and this one, we use this for all like the printouts. Now we're using it more like a word processor than anything else. We like anything that has to be typed out, or track lists, or all the basic art. I mean, not the artwork, but the
Scheduling kind of stuff.
scheduling. And inside of an album, there's a lot of words inside of an album. So who produced, who direct, who did this, who controlled this, or wrote this, or credits totally in there. Lyric sheets. You can sit up here and type out lyrics and stuff. So we do this. And what we did was we split all. We got Captain Kirk on here. We split all that away from this computer, because this computer was basically being run totally for music. And what we wanted to do is keep all the musical software away from regular stuff, and try to keep this particular computer. We got basic, I guess, a power PC, and then we got on top of it a CD burner and 10 gigs of hard drive space. Basically, when you're dealing with music, it's basically how many gigs of hard drive you can store music on. That's what you're more concerned with, outside of RAM. We're only running the same program over and over again, so you don't need a whole bunch of RAM, so to speak. You just need a lot of area to save information. And the reason most musicians use Macintosh equipment, because Mac is more of a truer computer format. It's like it's running straight Mac versus what Windows is an IBM computer trying to act like a Mac. So what they do, this is more true bass. So you find people that do artwork and do music tend to use Mac. And then that bleeds over to our business. Like if you go to my business, I got all Mac computers because I'm familiar with Mac
Really?
computers. So when people come in and they come with that PC stuff, I'm just like, I don't know how to run them really. So I think you'll find that more people in the music industry or in the art, as far as graphics, use Macintosh equipment. You know.
What got you into Macs originally? Somebody influenced that decision?
No, just the software, being the musical software, we were using Pro Tools equipment.
From the beginning then.
What's the other stuff that's in here? Sound designers, Peak,
Brilliant.
Toast, all the different things you use to burn CDs. They basically, we were turned on to first. I think Pro Tools was one of the first setups that was really made for Mac equipment. And what we did was, in this studio, we got like a 48 track capability. We have 8 ATs. We got a 2-inch tape. And what we would do is try to open it up. The only problems we found as far as it going is that as fast as the Mac equipment upgrades, then you have a problem with the software.
Right.
So right now, as we speak, we're running into a little jam because what we did was we had Pro Tools on the old system, and then one of my genius friends came in and says, oh, you need 8.9 or 9.0 Mac, and he upgrades the computer. But now the
software won't run.
Right. So you're going to run into that over and over again. But then there's ways you can plug in the software and upgrade it. But sometimes once you know, the oldest term is if something ain't broke, don't fix it. So anybody out there, if you got a powerful Pro Tools system or any type of musical equipment set up to your Mac and it's working, there's no reason to upgrade that particular computer. If you're using that same computer for other things, then you may want to upgrade it. But I have like 10 computers, so.
What else do you have?
We've got G3 laptops, 10 of them.
Wow.
We got
Did you take that on your live show then?
Excuse me?
Do you take the
No. What we do inside of computers is basically editing and formatting and mastering. Like we'll take the record from here, from the 2-inch, put it into the Pro Tools, and then from there we can mix the songs. Like when you listen to albums and you hear the songs all crossfade on top of each other, we do that inside of the Pro Tools. We add sound effects. We do clean radio edits.
So you're actually not recording your stuff on the Pro Tools
into it.
system.
No, but we do but we record like simpler things, like things that may be 4 tracks or something. But you can do 48 tracks inside of here. But the thing of it is like when you're inside of a computer environment, Pro Tools is really good for people that are doing like stuff at home and they got their keyboards and they got all their stuff and they're just right there. But a lot of people who are in recording studios still prefer the tape. They want to feel the tape. They like the board feel. Now the thing Pro Tools does now is they have an interface that goes to the Pro Tools system that allows you to have a mixing board. Because a lot of people don't like fading using a mouse. You know, it's just not hands-on enough to get the groove. I got a team of computer consultant geniuses, unemployed bums. They come through and periodically destroy my computer systems and stuff. So that's why they don't touch a lot of the more heavy stuff we got going on around here. But this computer right here has been a workhorse for about 5 years, right? Yeah. And it does.
Hasn't given us a problem.
And really, right now only time we really get deep into the computer is when we're getting ready to when we're completing an album. Like right now, while these guys are making their records, we won't use the computers. But when it gets down to the end and we got all 10 of the songs and they're all finished, then we start dumping it into the computer. And at that point, that's when we make it into one big thing.
Mm-hmm. Switching over to some of the newer technology in music, I understand that you went to the Web Noise Convention. You've got Coroner Records actually going up online as an interactive record label. Tell me a little bit about that.
Just moving ahead with time. Right now you got the newest technology, which is MP3. And anybody who's ever seen it actually work cannot honestly believe CD's got a chance in hell in the next 5-10 years. It's going to be played out. So, you know, me at this point in my career, it's about me getting ahead of the technology and learning the game. So I set up an internet record label. I think that that's the future of the way people will buy records. And I've been at all these conventions and speaking on it, and as an artist, I'm just aware of it. I think the major record labels don't want us to know, or at least want to stagger the whole theory of MP3 till they get a grip on it.
Right.
And one way of doing that is saying people are going to steal the music and things like that. But
are you at all concerned about that?
no, they can steal the music now.
That's true.
You know, right now I can go get Lauryn Hill's album from the Tower Records, rip it, and email it to everybody in the world if that's what I choose to do. There's nothing you can do to stop that.
Right.
So,
have you downloaded MP3s before?
Oh yeah, my record, the Ice-T album, is available on Atomic Pop. Was available for MP3 download a month before we let it out to the store. And I've gone to different websites and pulled MP3s down, and I got cats, that are sending me MP3s and songs, and all my friends got MP3 players, and if I hear a new song that I like, I email them a song, and, you know.
Do you see CDs going away anytime soon and just...
Yeah, I see them going away within 3 years.
Really? That soon?
3 to 5, yeah. Because all they got to do is get the MP3 car stereos out there. And once somebody sees that, like the MPEG has a MP3 car stereo that holds 430 hours of MP3 files. That's like 7 weeks. So
it's a long time to sit in your car.
Well, it's a long time not. It's a long time not having to go to your trunk for a skippy CD that's jumping around any damn where, and you know it just makes more sense. I mean, there's going to have to be more products to back up the MP3s. I can see people are going to come up with backup hard drives, because if you put 430 hours worth of MP3s into a car stereo, I want to put it 430 hours somewhere else, just in case my car stereo does the inevitable word crashes, you know. So there's going to be ways to hold it, but I would much rather hold sound files than CDs. They just, what's so great about a CD? They skip, they do their own thing. I had a CD go blank. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. The whole damn thing went blank. I don't know what kind of force field hit that thing.
So are you heavily involved in sort of uploading the stuff to Coroner's website and maintaining that, or what sort of role?
Well, right now what we did was, the main thing, like with any website, is you have to build the main engine.
Right.
And we spent the last 4 or 5 months setting up Coroner engine. And right now I got software design, computer technicians building all these elaborate like links that go to Coroner, where we're going to be able to show films, we're going to be able to download this, download that. So what we did was we threw the site up, we put one artist on there, me. And coming up in the millennium, you're going to see all the groups that we have available for you to listen to their songs, email them. We have to have databases, so everybody who hits their site, these kids will know who's listening. They'll be able to email them back. And
It's almost like a little community.
yeah, it's a web. And so yeah, we're gonna try to get up. We're gonna put up about 10 groups in January that are around here. And the cool thing about it is, from a record point of, I don't really even got to sign the groups. We can just put the groups up and get them a chance to see, are they getting hits? Are people interested? And if one group, say, gets 3,000 or 4,000 hits and stuff, we can put a record up for sale. But it gives you the chance of getting an advanced vibe on a group before you go to the street with it.
So how would a band, if they wanted to, actually present something to you for possible inclusion
They
on
can
your
send it
site?
to our address. Our label is at 7060 Hollywood Boulevard, Suite 1000, Hollywood, California, 90028. Send it, just direct it to A&R, and the better they can present themselves, the better. But it's like, don't send a record to us and think that we're gonna give you some money and a whole bunch of, because that's not what we're doing. Basically, what you're doing is sending your record to Coroner and saying, would you post us up on your website? And if the record does go for sale, we'll do a deal with you where we'll take a small percentage. And I mean a small percentage. We'll take the short end of the stick and move the record through the internet. Every one of our groups, we got to build sites for them. You know, so everybody, so when you go and you hear the record, you link into their little world. So that's a lot of work and time to make it all as hot as the Coroner site. We want everything to be flash and move and kind of like part website, part game. You know, I don't like those flat sites. You know, I those things suck. I'm off of them. And also we're also building everything for DSL. Everything we've got up has absolutely no regard to download speed, because when you start worrying about that, you make it really shallow. And we just know that in a minute, DSL will be within this. I think this year, DSL will be available in everybody's house. Right now, we can get it at this house. We have it over at our office. It started off at $200 a month. Now it's like $50. Right. So I think for people who are into the web, you have to really be aware of how fast. Once you get up to T1 or DSL speed, then you finally understand the thing works. But at 56K, if you really want to know what I think the future is going to be, I think that, number one, I think your computer is going to turn into your television set, meaning with the flat screen TV display, I think that that'll be basically your computer screen will pop up there. You hit another button, it'll go to your TV set. That's all going to be right there. And that you'll be bumping DVDs. I think DVDs are going to come through the computer just as quick too. The same way they MP3, and they're going to be able to dump. Matter of fact, I got the Titanic downloaded to my office, the whole movie.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So you can do that right now. People are worrying about us moving records around. You can move a film around. See, once you put something into a digital format, it can be ripped. So I just think that you're going to come home, you'll be riding down the street and you're going to say, oh, Janet Jackson's new album is out. It's number 565. And you go to a special web channel, you'll click 565 and her video will pop on. You click another one and out come the liner notes. You click purchase and it'll download to the computer that you're going to have at your house. It's going to hold all your music. Just like that. It ain't going to be a whole bunch of going to some old tired record store buying a skipping CD.
What do you think about Mixman? You're doing some work with them right now.
Well, what Mixman does is it's just another way of allowing an artist, well, not an artist, more like a fan, a chance to mix your record around and play with it. And I think that's kind of hip. I think it's cool. I think that, you know, as we get to the more interactive age, I think me being able to give you a song and saying, I know you like it, why don't you mix it? Why don't you mess with it and play with it? I think people like doing that. I think the days of people just listening to records are over. I mean, I may like a certain record by, say, Maxwell, but maybe I would like to hear an acoustic mix of it. And if I could pull all the drums out and just listen to a guitar and him singing, maybe that's the one I like in my car. So it's kind of cool that you can change a song around. I think as long as the artist is able to give it to you in his format, he doesn't have a problem with you working with it. I think it's fun. We're having a Mixman area in our site built too. So all the groups that we put their records up, the people that come in will, here's your song, and also it's available in the mix room. We're putting a Mixman, like a room where you can take that song down to the studio and mix it around.
So you have like a Mixman available straight on your website?
Yeah, on the website.
Wow.
So if you want to go downstairs and play, we're going to have to make it look like a studio. You go in the studio, mix this, remix this, and save it. So it keeps people on the site longer. You know, something fun to do. Speaking on Mac, most of these players, Rio just came out with a Mac player for MP3, and I've been walking to each one of these booths telling them, you guys are missing the boat because musicians use Macs, so you guys are are working against Mac, but then the thing of it is we make the music on Mac. So you're totally not handling it. I guess it's just easier to work on a piece of crap, a PC. But
Do you think, I mean, I don't know if you have a sort of opinion on like the Secure Digital Music Initiative by the recording industry, that they want to replace MP3.
And actually make copyright.
you know, all that stuff, I don't really think it's gonna, anything that's gonna replace MP3 probably will happen down the road. But right now, the music is gonna follow the hardware. And if all these players are made to play MP3s, if all the home stuff, if all the car stereos are made to play MP3, that's the first way it's going to hit. Sony actually has invested money in MP3. Mm-hmm. So of course somebody's going to come out with MP95 or whatever, you know. But as far as all that securing digital, this, that, and the other, average artists couldn't care less. I mean, we've been getting bootlegs since we started. You put out a CD, people make cassettes of it, they do this. I think the recording industry is so scared that an artist now can take a Pro Tools system, go make a record, take it, burn it, then actually throw a website up and sell it, that they're just coming up with any kind of way of saying, oh, we can protect you. If you come to our label, we'll protect your record. So what you're going to do is protect my records. So if I sell 300,000 records, you'll protect that other 100,000 that didn't get bootlegged. But what you're not telling me is you're beating me so bad in the royalties that it ain't going to matter. I'd rather let somebody get 100,000 extra records and make $9-10 a record myself and take your 85 cents a record and have you keep me secure. So the pimp's losing the hoe at this point, you know what I'm saying? And they can do what they want. And once that digital way of securing the record is available, still, why does the major got to be the only person that can do it? The independent can use the same technology and secure theirs. So they're in a bad situation. They're really being broken down to just promotional companies at this point. Yeah, so that's it. This is Ice-T, MacAddict, you know what I'm saying? Go check out my site, mcice.com. We got porno, we got guns, drugs, alcohol, everything you need for a nice evening, okay? Check it out.